When do you feel like it is a Lich game? Like, when are you happy with picking the hero, and then what kind of does it provide the draft?
If there's not a lot of mobility on the enemy team, if there's not a lot of abilities to be able to gap close onto you, so I mean, at the moment there's two of those,
Radiant
but
team pick.
physical damage is a great thing to be able to nullify with your frost shield, and as well, my big issue is that the global silence just renders you completely useless for a long amount of time. Same sort of thing with the Earth
Dire
Spirit. You know,
team
you're very
pick.
vulnerable if they're able to get in on top of
Venomancer.
you. And well, the reasoning behind this background is that I was thinking that army geniuses will need to show some imagination if they're ever going to try and pick off a win. And well, the Venomancer kind of provides that, but we don't see what it's
10
matched up
seconds
into just yet.
remaining.
So I'm a little confused as to why they're going at this early.
5 seconds remaining.
Maybe they're just trying to be as flexible as possible as well, right? Like Lim playing the Earth Spirit seems like the only thing that's really locked in at this point. Everyone else can go to different lanes. And you would have to
Radiant
assume it's their
team
position
ban.
one that they're going to be finishing this off with.
Venomancer.
So where's the tiny played then? You're saying it's a,
Mid tiny.
don't you just put the Bat Rider in that lane? I mean, I
Yep.
guess he can toss away.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, and now I mean, as the game goes on, Lich PL,
10 seconds
you never really
remaining.
want to reveal which the real Phantom Lancer is with Frost Shield, but
5 seconds
the lane is
Mind
very
games, though.
solid. Mind games, maybe you're like, well, are they actually going to Frost Shield the real Phantom Lancer? Maybe it's illusion. Yeah, okay. But I see. I like the way you're thinking, but at least the lane's incredibly strong. You know, you've got a way to
Dire
dispel off
team
the
ban.
Gale.
Well, I mean, yeah. Now you can't run the Venomancer into that lane, right? Because
Radiant
it's just
team
going to
You're
be
forced to.
very ineffective.
What does he do? Where do you play this Venom now? Yeah.
Five Veno.
Okay, so you got a 5 Veno, an Earth Spirit 4 with a
Mid
off.
silencer.
Yeah, you can't go off silencer, and then what, a 3
10
tiny
seconds
or a 1
remaining.
tiny, but a tiny versus
One or
like,
three tiny.
I don't know, man.
Well, no, it's not bad. Like one
5 seconds
tiny,
remaining.
we
Against the
saw
Bat
it be
Rider.
effective. Not against the Bat Rider, but against the PL if it gets to the later stages of the game. Again, Galaxy Racer have played this perfectly in the draft around having that last pick, right? Because you don't know what the most advantageous matchup is going to
Dire
be
team ban.
if you're in Army Genius shoes, right? Like
Radiant
they're in a
team
zero-win scenario in my eyes, basically. Like if you want to run Silencer mid, then they'll just overwhelm you later on, or give the Bat Rider an amazing matchup against the Tiny, and then just pick something that's better against the Silencer. If you do the opposite, they just swap to counter that as well.
I feel like we're just seeing this too often though. Like
10
teams are.
seconds remaining.
This team with second pick is just feels like they're destroying the
5
draft, like
seconds
more
remaining.
than not. I cannot. Venomancer is all on the laning stage, and you can be countered very heavily. And if you get countered, you can't swap your lanes with how they've drafted this. There's no flexibility. Like, if you don't have last pick, you need to be very. Like, you need to make sure you cover all your tracks and just fill the holes early. And I feel like you're in a bit of a pickle now. I mean, you're looking for a 2 to deal with Phantom Lancer, less PL gone, and you're gonna have to go more magic damage too. So
Dire team pick.
Naga Siren.
All right.
this hero
is this
did
a
get
Veno mid?
buffed.
Is this a Veno mid?
Well, I was only thinking they were going 2 because they banned Lesh and Puck, but
10
it's still with
seconds
what they have
remaining.
on paper, like it makes sense they were looking for a carry. I guess they were
5
maybe just worried
seconds
about like a
remaining.
fast tempo lineup on AG and just closing the game out.
Yeah.
But you've now got Alacrity's hero to last. Do you put the? I mean, I don't think you want the Bat versus the Naga. And there you go.
Choose
You've
your hero.
been asking for it. I said that potentially we weren't seeing it a lot because the no Nyx assassin, and well, now we got a great combo with the Chain Frost. How are they going to
I
play
want to
this?
see where this Veno is. That's my big question.
Now, do you Naga mid to go versus the Bat Rider?
They might be forced to.
Because that's why they picked the last pick, the Oxy, because of the dispel you get with the mirrored image. That is also a very cool Bat Rider set. I'm
So
not seeing
mid-tiny.
that. Are we saying like 80-20?
Galaxy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say very strongly. I mean, they've kept the Veno. It means like normally you only put 1 point in Gale, so it's fine. But PL's one of those heroes that even once it gets to later on, you've got a crap ton of Plague Wards. He doesn't really care. Kind of similar to a Shadow Shaman. You can just very quickly clear those out with all of your illusions. So it's not going to have a huge level of impact. You're always going to have the Dispel through your Doppelganger, Manta style. Even if an Earth Spirit gets a geomagnetic grip onto you. Same sort of thing with the Naga Siren with the Ensnare. So it feels like Army Geniuses need to play to perfection to be able to win this game in my eyes.
I don't know how fast of a timing you're gonna get a blink on the main Dire as well. I will say before we get in that I've been very unimpressed with Batrider. Like, I know you brought it up. Like, I wonder what your reaction is as soon as the Batrider was opened up with. I have, like, surprisingly, this hero has just been not been performing well every time we've seen it. Like, the lane has gone so much worse than expected.
Prepare for battle.
But and we've also seen Tinies somehow win lanes that we weren't expecting him to do as well in. So I don't know. If Meng Dai can somehow toss him under the tower early, he's going to need to somehow outplay the Alacrity Batrider. If they can get a blink and make plays to run over the game, I mean, Naga has set up for some teamfight prowess. Like, they do have a lot of AoE damage. It's a lot of magical, though. So we're more than likely going to see PL go into a hood after Diffusal. I might even need it beforehand if he feels like he can't play the lane without it. Mizu could
Good
even...
for him. I mean, you could pipe, right?
Yeah,
but
that's what I was...
It feels like your timings on just being able to have that Aghanim Scepter is so effective, right? Like, just... Even giving it over to the Batrider for the extra little bit of HP means that Alacrity is enabled to dive so much more. And then, of course, they've got a fantastic lineup to be able to pair together with that vacuum wall, right? Like, being able to get off multiple heroes stunned together. With the Nyx Assassin Impale, you've got the Chain Frost. You want people to be clumped together as a Batrider, so you're dealing a ton of AoE damage at a small range. So, honestly, this feels like a sort of game where both teams will be needing to pick up any kind of... Pipe of Insight or something along those lines.
The Darksea Ags did get nerfed, right? Yeah, the health reduced from 300 to 275. Was there any other changes at 7.3?
Don't believe so.
It was mainly just the wall, wasn't it? Yeah, the duration from 45 to 30. It could be nice, though, with the normal punch versus the Naga. And that did get buffed up a considerable amount.
That it's just called normal punch.
Has a very cool animation, I will say. Bit of a fan of that. Right,
you compare that to the some of the new animations that we've seen that are very clearly recycled, and I'm like, well...
Yeah, maybe we'll see some work done on through the after TI.
Some respect well from Galaxy Racer being given over here.
Oh, that was just... My lord. Okay, that's so much damage. You were saying that the Lich has got a huge spike level 2 and 3, but his 1 is really strong as well too, right? Because that Frost Blast is one of the best nukes.
If you've got a core that can combo together with it, but the Frost Blast nuke plus just the slow coming from the PL, that's why I was talking about, the Monkey King that has the good attack range, that's probably going to build into an Orb of Venom, but PL does it just the same.
And you've got not only the Frost Blast, but also the Spirit Lance is a decent damage nuke at the early levels, so we saw they have absolutely obliterated Limb. Follows... Get a little bit of damage though.
Wait if he wants.
Now.
He wants to use all of his mana first.
Oh.
Never in doubt.
Mid lane. Here we go. Mimang Dire tosses the Batrider back up in the air instead of replacing him. So Batrider. Okay. He's found a kill. Danog, this is All right, it's a new game, I must say,
Radiant's
but
middle tower is
A
under
live
attack.
hero? Is what you
yes, crazy stuff.
I mean, Tiny is very much a high risk, high reward sort of mid, especially when you're playing against this matchup. Like, if Magdai is able to get that kill there, of course, everyone's going to be singing his praises, but it's just so hard against the Batrider.
Yeah, not sure how this lane gets any easier too. I mean, you've got the Earth Spirit that can maybe rotate, but I think is the Earth Spirit enough, do you feel like, to rotate?
Maybe just for like the kick potential, I suppose, to guarantee that he gets back underneath the tower, but I think if you're rolling in and just trying to deal damage to him in the lane, it's probably not going to be enough.
Now, we were both pretty on board with a heavy outdraft here for Galaxy Racer. What do you believe are some of the avenues for Army Geniuses to try and take this game? Is hold that thought? Alacritus, there we go. Now, Toss to set up for the roll and rotation from Lim. So, did Magdai get the kill? No, they split the gold, but he's more than happy with not dying.
Yeah, and denying the creep wave away as well.
Yeah. So what do you feel like the avenue is here for Army Geniuses to have a successful game one? What do they really need?
Well, that sort of play to happen around the mid lane is the big one to start things off, right? What's the Magdai got coming out to him? Alright, he's got the bottle, wanting to prioritize the full magic one first, so he's considering, just staying in the lane as much as possible, but honestly, it feels like with Wami here, it's not necessarily the laning stage, because I feel like you're not going to be getting any kills up here, but if you're able to just delay out any kind of pushes, I want to see him put a lot more points into the Plague Ward. He's gone 2 into the Venomous Gale, huh? I guess wanting to target the Lich, but I feel like Polison's been pretty good with his positioning. But yeah, if you're able to stall out these pushes a lot and enable Naga to just be this beastly late game hero, then maybe you've got a small chance against the PL matchup, but I don't know. It seems like it's going to be quite rough, especially if they're not going to kill the Lich regularly.
Well, they're going to kill off UK. It's making that the first time this game, and we'll see if the regular will start to pick up, as Mizu's got 2 points in the Iron Shell. So they've gotten out of the weaker side of the lane here for the Darkseer.
They kill Polo.
Your Dream can't get a return there, but still farming very well at the moment. So you were speaking about potentially the Naga to be this late game boss. Do you feel like he matches up pretty well versus the Phantom Lancer?
They get a kill onto the Darkseer. Wasn't surprised that. This isn't a game where you can go back into the Naga radius, is it? Like against the Darkseer, it's a little difficult.
I don't believe against the Darkseer.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I haven't seen that much of the Naga as well. I'm much more of a proponent of it being actually get another kill up towards the top side. Very surprising that
was
they're able
PL
to secure that.
too.
Yeah. 3 points in the Venomous Gale actually doing work for a lot of this early game damage. Pretty damn rare that you see that picked up, especially with someone that obviously has that Dispel coming through from the Doppelganger. But I suppose it's only level 1, right? So as long as you can hinder his levels, then it's going to go a long way towards forcing the damage out.
It's in that was mainly off the back of the rotation from the main guy, so getting involved, recognizing, I mean, I just can't play this lane. I gotta shove it out as best as I can or give it over to his support to try and soak up some of the experience.
He was considering coming back towards the top side with that double damage bottled up as well, but I think he just wants to try and cleave out this wave a little bit more. Has to be careful with his positioning though, as Alacrity about to hit up onto level 7, has the lasso skilled up as well. Checking for some stacks maybe on Lim. Gonna see if Batrider eventually looks to go and start to take away some of the jungle. There's none there though.
Big if they can find some. We're seeing the Lich is kind of... He's been forced to play the lane with the Phantom Lancer and Yokam. I mean, you really picked the Darkseer to combine with the Nyx. You see he's made the first rotation, but early on you really need to play with Darkseer till he gets more levels.
Is he just looking to take away some of the small camps, not wanting to opt to put a D-ward onto it? Just wanting to make sure he can secure as much farm as he can. Naga, a very passive laner, so... Oh, actually, Yuki's already level 5. A little surprised that he's been able to be that high, considering he's only been part of the 1 kill so far.
I think he got the solo experience for the Darkseer kill, though.
Yeah.
So it's coming in handy. I mean, you see how much damage he can, in fact, do against Mizu. I mean, the Arcane Curse and Last Word pretty much just zones out Mizu completely. So he might not hate giving the lane to Yokam just for some free experience to work towards the Vendetta. Or Batrider can even maybe make a rotation, but he also is pretty content with just playing the lane and trying to get his boots to travel, and then maybe off the back of that we could see a support soak up mid.
Seems like the gameplay of deny as much as you can from In Your Dream, obviously first and foremost from kills. But, well, with that Poison Nova available, he has to be very careful about his positioning. Veil of Discord as well synergizes so well with both the Silencer, Earth Spirit, Venomancer, hell, even the Tiny on top of that. So lots of early damage potential coming through from Army Geniuses right now. And, we've seen that be a bit of a trend for them, right? It seems like every single time we see an Army Geniuses game, if it goes more than 30 seconds, that's a pretty long one.
Bottom lane, Lim. Gonna try and rotate on forward, not before the wall gets dropped. UK can get enough distance between him and the aggressive bug. So that is DB getting a little bit of injection into his net worth. He's top at the moment, and working on the Asher is his first item. They're also making an attempt on Alacrity. We'll see if the Veil is enough for the burst, and he's gonna attempt the TP out. Very ambitious as well. He can just stand there and give him the right clicks to bring him down.
I think he had about 8 debuffs on him at the time, which is kind of nuts. Doesn't even have the Plague Ward as well for that double application of the Poison Sting.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I wish it didn't say any more like, reduces health regen by blank %. That's a little bit unfortunate. Lim is making so many plays around the map so far, though.
So
I don't think you're going to get away, Paulson.
5 out of the 7 kill participation at the moment.
Hello, Jokem. With the Ion Shell,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
it's going to be enough.
So you had to sidestep back into Wommy, and he's got 4 points Gale. So a heavy commitment. Oh my.
It's so much damage, man. Like, if you're able to get it, like, what is that? 125 times
You do the
5.
maths. Yeah, go for it. I'm good.
625. It's not too bad. Veto, again, it's another one of those heroes, though, that does fall off a fair amount. So right now, what Galaxy Racer are going to be looking to play for is, sure, the laning stage probably didn't go as well as we might have hoped, especially considering we've got this strong lane with the Darkseer and the Nyx Assassin. Batrider, he's died twice, even though it's against the Tiny. But if it gets to the late stage where the PL is able to farm, sure, the 1v1 matchup against the Naga Siren isn't amazing, but you've got the Darkseer who, late game scales better than anyone against some of these hypercarry heroes, and then the Venomancer is going to be much less of a factor.
To the gills.
They're looking for the tower defense. Alacrity. Bit
Slows
overzealous. He's again looking for another TP, but the magic damage. Ooh. Huh.
It's a lot of damage. At least it's back in base.
I can
Radiant's bottom
firmly
tower
say this is
under
not
attack.
how I thought this game
Dire's
one was
top
going to
tower
look.
is under attack.
They are quite the start from Army Geniuses. They're also going to catch up Mizu too. He's going mech for... I feel like they have to go Pirate.
Radiant are scanned.
Yeah, it does feel that way. I mean, maybe just not wanting to get baited in, right? Because with the pipe, you're thinking, oh, we're healthy, we could look to
Radiant's
continue and
top
fight, and then
tower
when the
is
pipe
under
actually
attack.
expires, you just end up taking a
Dire's
crap ton
bottom
of damage
tower
over
is under
time
attack.
with all of the dots that you're going to have on you. The Magnetize, the Arcane Curse, Venomancer, with his Gale and multiple different poisons on top of everything. So, I mean, the big strength about the Venomancer this game, though, of
Radiant's
course, I'm
top tower
surprised that
is
it was
under
able to get as
attack.
much done against the PL as it did, but also they have almost no instant damage coming out from Galaxy Racers. So it feels like in every single team fight, Wami's going to be able to get off that Poison Nova in a pretty good spot.
They have to commit onto the Venomancer. Like, Bat needs to get on top of him. PL
You
can
need to
maybe...
lasso him and burst him down, essentially.
Oh, they're
Dire's
gonna
bottom tower is
miss
under
out on the
attack.
smoke down bottom, though. Oh, will they? It's even Radiant that are looking to mirror this. Got the blink reveal on Mamang Dai, so hunting in your dream, who's very weak, and they scouted him out as well on the edge. They reveal the big timing of the Tiny. That is just further slowing down the win condition that Dai have.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
Alacrity
tower is under attack.
should get a rebuttal across the map, though. We'll drag the silencer up to where there's no assistance that can connect fast enough. Meanwhile, on the river, they're also scouting out Lim. I don't think they want to stick around at the moment. They just even could just drop the magnetize without seeing Yokam.
A little bit eager, but I suppose not wanting to give up the solid net worth start that he's had, although I'm a little surprised at how much net worth Polison's got. He's like 700 ahead of Jokam somehow.
Does have 33 last hits, that has to be how. I don't know where he's been getting these last hits from, though. Yokam lost it up, they won't go over. So Galaxy Racer, you see how they're looking to play right now in regards to the wards. Very defensive, just making sure they can control their half of the map. But Radiant not going to look to give them the
Chain Frost.
opportunity. But that's a huge Chain Frost bouncing back and forth. And UK, I mean, at least he got the global silence off before he's died. So his job is done. Wami's trying to stack up the Plague Wards. He's got the ultimate up in a couple of seconds. But a great use of the mana burn from Yokam won't give Wami the opportunity. So now they can
This is a big
turn,
avatar.
just avoid the Venomancer, and now they can target down the main Dire as they're stacking up the sticky napalm, which will ramp up in the damage opportunity.
Then just with the tip of that kick as well, able to clean up Mizu right towards the end. Still though, I feel like Galaxy Racer, they're fairly happy with that, you know. In your dream, he was there for a lot of that. Getting a couple of assists for himself, getting all the experience that goes along with it. So now with a couple of points into the juxtapose, gonna speed up his farming potential a decent amount. You contrast that with DB, right? Just being so passive, sitting away, farming. We've seen him try and go for, you know, a little bit more of the aggressive styles of supports in recent times, and it hasn't worked out too well for him. So the fact that he's gone back for this and been able to get away with it without dying, it's a pretty big win for them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, so Alacrity is having quite the game, which gives me some confidence now in the hero, considering how appalling he's really been playing when we've been seeing the Batrider as of late. And they do not have an answer to Lasso as the game goes on. The only hope is you could, like, lay it down.
Earth Spirit Ags is the only thing that they
That's
could
true.
potentially go for. Or a Lotus Orb.
DB's getting stalked right now. Okay, wrong target. They can probably just lay down Global Silence as soon as Lasso's used. Because as the game goes on, Batrider won't have enough damage. He's going to need the team to provide that through the duration. So maybe if they have to drop the ultimate just to protect the Lasso target, they take the fight. In your dream once again, he's actually nearby. They'll try and sidestep the Poison Nova, kick back into the vicinity. But PL is protected a decent amount with the fresh utility, the mechanism, and the Frost Shield. They're going to lay down the Global Silence, but nothing will come out of it. As Dire now recognizing this bid, the ultimate's on cooldown. Gonna look to try and stack up their own kills, and who can they target? Alacrity. It's just running circles over UK, but it's got to be still cautious as Lim. He can jump in, but Main Dai can follow suit as well, but he got some heroes in the high ground. Even DB's looking to get involved. Cancels up the songs, now gonna use it the last second as soon as they clean the Batrider to give them an escape route. So Army Geniuses find two, and they get a successful retreat.
Sit on there. I mean, you can just see the difference with Paulson as well. Obviously wanting to drop the Chain Frost as early on into these team fights as he can. Make sure that, you know, any kind of aggressive movement, they start to think twice about it on Army Geniuses. You know, it cleaned them up one kill super early on into the piece, but, you know, now you're getting to the stage where Mamang Dai, he is a solid right-click threat just on his own.
Oh no, Mizu.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Oh,
attack.
Mizu, no, not like
Dire's
this.
middle tower is under attack.
That's Echo now done for Mamang Dai. He's had Damn, he's had an incredible game as well. What's it with Tiny's in these bad matchups?
Maybe he's just a good hero.
Feel like that's the case?
I think it's a solid hero. I don't think it's a... Man, they're founding your dream again. Are they going to find the right one is the question. Oh, the Atos on Wami.
He still doesn't have the Manta just yet. Doppel's maxed out, but it's not going to come up fast enough. There's another huge pickoff as Army Geniuses invade the triangle.
Dire's middle
Like
tower
these
is under
itemizations
attack.
from Army Geniuses, I felt like if they opted to go a little bit more passive like I was originally thinking, this would not be going as well for them, you know? That's 7. Ooh, another Atos coming out
You
here.
need the Vac back to enable the Chain Frost and Wall. They won't find too much damage at the moment, but we see again, whenever Lash is up, it's pretty much just a free kill, as there's no answer to that. And now Lim
Look
as
at a body
well.
block him. They're surrounding him.
Omi's stuck through. Omi's chilling.
Illusion.
Is he chilling or is he going back in? Yokem? All pretty low. Even DB off to the side has actually found the darks here. DB doesn't have Diffusal Blade, but that's not going to matter. He's actually opting into the Eye of the Skadi, but Global Suns just to enable that pickoff, and they're still sticking around as Dire. They've got a ward on the higher ground, but Nyx Assassin doesn't have too much health to play with, so they're going to rely on the BKB reveal from Alacrity. Even in your dream, looking to show up as well, DB. Song's available. He's fallen pretty low in the mana. He's going to stick around to maybe clean off the Lich, but this has compromised any escape that he might have. And now UK as well look to stick hand in hand with his position 1, but he too will die at the triangle.
I just didn't respect the Diffusal Blade coming through from the PL. That's a clean escape from the Naga Siren if he just looks to pop it and TP. So, big mistake there coming through from DB. I was praising him for his a little bit more passive gameplay, but that's what you need to do as this Naga Siren until at least you get up into that Eye of Skadi for
Radiant's
yourself.
bottom
Ooh, did you hear
tower is
that?
under attack.
What's up?
Radiant structures are
Just had
fortified.
the crack of the mate. Very clean sound. It's you can get some nice little cracks of the can. It feels like whenever it's louder as well, the drink just tastes that much better. I don't know what it is. It's like drinking out of a bottle or a can.
It's an experience.
Yes. Somehow just the experience ups the taste. Mizu, he's got Greaves now, so he's going to be starting to build into the pipe. See, the Dispel will be really nice, so it looks like he's put a lot of priority on that.
I mean, he's clearly going for the counter initiation play, right? Like, he might be looking to play a little bit away from the rest of the team so that he's not caught out by, multiple instances of being locked down. So being able to purge off the global silence, then he'll surge himself up into the middle of the team fight because they are still pretty heavily committal right now on Army Geniuses, right? Like Tiny needs to be in there to do the damage. Venomancer wants to be so that he's hitting multiple heroes for the Poison Nova. Of course, Earth Spirit, same sort of deal. So if you're able to turn things around with a heal plus surge into that Vac wall of replica, then I feel like this game again, it's on Mizu to come in clutch.
Seen him be able to have performances on the Darks here. That's been exceptional. We'll see how much he can enable them through the fight. They don't control Wami before the Nova, but it only connected on Alacrity.
It's not too bad. He's got a lot of debuffs on him again, but I don't think he's caring all that much about it, even just standing around the Darkseer for a decent amount. Just with that AoE heal, it's going to be quite nice.
What have we here?
See, you cam too. Lim. Uh-oh. Well, one thing to mention is that the Silencer did find Philosopher's Stone, so he's already decent net worth for the position 5, even higher than the Earth Spirit, but I wonder as the game goes on how many items he can really find.
Into the Solar Crest, I guess really wanting to enable Mamang Dire super early on as that PL illusion clearer.
Is under attack.
Yeah, we have seen the Tiny do a decent job at that through the past couple of days. It feels like he needs to snowball though, because if you start falling behind, then you're very reliant on just kind of your blink burst. But now that he's had a pretty solid game, we could see an early Ag shot.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're waiting for.
Speaking
right
about
now.
him, Oh, they
Baiting out the illusion rune.
caught him out pre-BKB. They'll even drop the Chain Frost just for that little extra burst potential to make sure there is no opportunity for them to connect through the river and try and force their own rebuttal.
It's definitely the BKB into the Akshar that the Tiny's waiting for. That's, I think, going to be what Army Geniuses are looking to play around, at least in terms of when they can look to fully commit as a team. Because then, you know, he can look to deal with the PL illusions, hell, even just the wall of replica illusions beyond that.
Alacrity, Illusion actually gets rid of the global, so he can stick on top of Wami. They'll cancel out the Venomancer aspect of the team fight. They do trade a 1-for-1, however, but that was the BKB wasted, so Alacrity's going to be cautious. The Firefly's about to expire as well, so we won't be able to utilize the free pathing through the team fight, but it looks like it's now the show for In Your Dream. Oh, they're not going to give him that opportunity. DB wants to turn it back to his own show. He's singing, seeing if he can perform at a high level. Mang Daya.
That Guardian Greaves already being effective.
Mizu, however, is back to safety. Now even Polosun as well is going to look to show up. Are they able to kill off the Phantom Lancer? The procs coming through for the Naga will at least scout out where the real PL is heading towards.
I want to see those mind games, Paulson. I want to see you toss the Frost Shield onto a fake.
What is... Okay, what's DB got? BKB next item. He's very, very fond on the Naga. This is, I guess, to be expected because you can farm multiple camps at once, whereas PL can't do that exactly. Manta you kind of can, but not as the... Not at the level. Nice setup from Yokam. We've still got Lim nearby. And even Silence is looking to swing on over. Mamengdai is hunting with the haste. They'll connect the top at a rapid rate. But looks like they might be a little bit too late to even protect the position for Mamengdai. Still looking for cleanup, but Mizu not enough with the hood. And he's still going to keep his life there. But they'll catch out UK. So he's kind of baiting all their heroes individually to overstay their welcome.
I think that was the first time that they actually got any kind of intelligence stolen as well for UK. Just cleaned up the Darkseer, I believe, is what he stole a little bit of that int from. So it's starting to go a little bit more in his favor, but I mean, I'm sure with the 23 kills that they've been able to pick up so far, we're hoping for something much better than this. At least Mamengdai, though, with the kill, or he was there for just the one kill there onto Mizu that he was able to pick up, brings him so much closer to that BKB and able to regularly fight.
It did seem though in that past big team fight that the Naga was able to man fight the Phantom Lancer at this stage. So I wonder if that's going to be the trend to continue, or if PL now with the heart might be able to offset that.
Tower is under attack.
Poor Paulson just getting chased down here by Wami.
My flesh thaws.
I wonder, right? Like, because what's Nagasari going? She's actually gone into the BKB, huh? Looking to try and counter out perhaps some of the effects of the Nyx Assassin being able to get that lockdown onto her. All that AoE damage, of course, is going to do a good job of dealing with your illusions, but the hero herself does still feel a little bit squishy against the PL if it does come down to that one-to-one.
If there's ever a spot for Dai to fight, a choke point like Roche is that place. Alacrity might even steal it. BKB looking to try and fly on over. Mizu still has this opportunity to counter-initiate the global. So it's not enough. As Mamengdai actually finds the Aegis. Now they're still going to look to roll in forward. They know that Alacrity's BKB was wasted, but it's an incredible combination from Mizu, but it doesn't seem to be any more follow-up afterwards as PL is in the midst of it all with the extra hard sustain. Is this going to be enough? He's able to sidestep. Still the Poison Over is out on the Phantom Lancer. There's big issues at the moment for him to be able to increase his survivability as there's no escape. They lock onto the real PL and they get the ensnare. Now DB can forward for more as Yokam tossed back for Mamengdai, even styling on Galaxy Racer. DB's falling pretty low here, so he's going to be a bit cautious on how long he sticks around, but looks like he's not worried with the damage not in the tank from Galaxy Racer.
I think that was, well, first, really solid play from DB there to pop the Song of the Siren, make sure that there wasn't anything that was going to be able to interrupt Army Geniuses from taking that Roche and securing it for Mamang Daya. But then beyond that, I feel like it was a little bit of a lack of communication coming through from Galaxy Racer. You know, it was a great use of the vac wall coming through there from Mizu. But unfortunately for Paulson, he had about 9 seconds on his TP cooldown, so he couldn't come back into the outpost and quickly join in, get that Chain Frost off. And then even once that was a factor, with him walking all the way there, I felt like In Your Dream stayed around the river just fighting a little bit too longer instead of potentially, you know, walking up towards the stairs where they had extra vision, they had control, and if you force them into a choke point, you could potentially try and turn that around because, you know, the Chain Frost eventually went off by Paulson, but it was after he was tossed back into the team fight with Mamang Daya, so it wasn't really the impact they were hoping for.
Overall, though, Army Genius is an incredibly strong game one for them. They got a 3,000 net worth lead, a mass accumulation of gold and experience after that fight, and they are still, of course, holding the ages as Tiny didn't have that one pop through the fight. What is he? Is he got hyper? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, the hyper stone in the backpack. He's looking for an AC into the Aghanim shard next.
I kind of still want to just see the Aghanim shard, right? Like, you've got the Heart of Tarask now on the Panda Lancer, so I feel like you do need that damage to be coming out at regular intervals onto these PL illusions because they're just going to build up so quickly.
Alacrity will pick off Wommy up top. He's going to attempt the TPR. Man, Mamang Daya. Already showing how much damage he can dish out at this stage, and this is, you know, pre those late game scaling items on a tiny right click. The item to keep in mind as well is the Nyx Assassin has somehow farmed an Aghanim Scepter, so this could be huge to control the Naga illusions through the fight.
Even just having that damage reduction against all of the damage over time, it means that, hell, just even Mizu standing nearby, not even having to pop the actives on his aura items is going to be very effective. Paulson, I don't know what the hell you're doing there. The immediate sorry coming through from UK with that global silence being popped. Has he just got on a warding mission? What was going on there? He doesn't have any observers.
Yeah, I saw the tail end. I'm not sure.
Is under attack.
Oh, Danog, have you seen Lich's item?
Is he going to Nags?
Yes, sir, he is.
Oh, I love it. Love it. I mean, you're always going to be able to get lockdowns onto the right with the vac wall coming through. But now, the Sinister Gaze, he's level 15, so he's got the extra half a second on the duration of it. And you can cast Chain Frost while you're staring them longingly in the face. So we can look to see a lot of damage coming out here, especially abusing the fact that they're kind of light on BKBs right now on the Army Geniuses lineup. It's set to change soonish, though, with the Earth Spirit looking to build into one soon.
Tower is under attack.
Venomance, though, prioritizing the Aghanim Scepter first.
You go, Cam? Looking to try and pop the smoke, but will cost him his life here. Galaxy Racer, they're just playing off the back of trying to cut the waves and give them no avenue to take objectives, but
Apollo.
he's in trouble. Glimmer up in a couple of seconds. They have the detection at the moment. They do not. Paulson scurry away back to safety, and they have cut mid. Looks like this tower won't be claimed. Maybe they can look to transition to top, though.
They got the siege creep there. I think they're more than happy to make that change around, but it looks like a smoke, perhaps, towards the top side here. Yep, smoke popped. Going to look to try and defend top side.
Without the Nyx.
Without the Nyx, and Mizu revealing in the mid lane as well, so it could catch out someone if
nice
they're just out on their own.
UK is a bit too far on the front line, but you lasso a target that doesn't have global silence. I feel like you're pretty happy. Oh, he just gets it off. It came off cooldown. There's the impact in the team fight. Lich is going to fall as well. They'll trade a 1-for-1 in the supports.
They only landed the Chain Frost onto one. I can understand that they were wanting to try and take down the Silencer before the global silence.
Another jump in. Mizu. Great use of the Spike Carapace timing. A silence. Give him a main dire. Enough opportunity to pop the BKB. I do not think they've got the damage to go through, so he'll make the great escape.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Aghanim Scepter now on the Venomancer. So wait, what is it?
Double decibels.
Okay, so 4.5 seconds. Sorry, 4.5% for the scepter damage per second for 25 seconds. You do the math. That's basically 100%.
Alacrity? His PKB's on cooldown. This dude's a madman. He's gonna be punished for it. That's a big kill to find too, considering how farmed he was. 516 gold given over. You're also gonna lose Yokem in the midst of it all. So these are a couple unnecessary freebies that Army Genius is going to find. And you're just feeding the beast right now on the Naga. It's just top of the net worth. We've seen how she's been able to deal with the PL throughout these fights. And it's going to get that much more difficult.
Has PL picked up anything super recently? He's gone into the Aetherlands Spirit Lands combination. So just wanting to try and put a little bit more harass onto the backlines, I suppose. Cause the slows. Any kind of crowd control is going to help massively with a Darkseer and a Lich on your lineup. I feel like that's what they're really looking to play around, is these key ultimates coming through from Paulson and Mizu.
It doesn't seem like they can heavily commit to a fight though, which I thought they were going to. Like as soon as walls dropped, and you got Chain Frost bouncing back around, that feels like that's your area to take. But the issue is Naga's going to be survivable enough just to pop Song, and then Army Geniuses can reset. So like this itemization for In Your Dream makes me feel like he's just going to look to really play the outskirts and not heavily commit in.
Just launching those Spirit Lances whenever he can.
I guess also maybe they were worried about like Radiant sieging high ground because they did have Aegis previously, and that's when he got the shard.
Yeah. Well, you've got Mamang Daya with shard and AC as well now. So even all of that right-click damage that the PL might be able to dish out onto the supports, a lot less damage for your team, which is always a big bonus. We're going into the Blink Dagger next here on Wami. I like it. A quick look at something actually.
AG. I'm gonna try and smoke. Roshan's up in a couple of seconds, which they will scout out with the Plague Ward. Dire making sure they stick hand in hand. They've also smoked themselves. Pings come through from Roche. Does not. They've got the outpost control at least from Radiant for a team fight that's about to break out. We're down to vision, or down to jump. Again, we saw what could happen previously around the area. Radiant, they're set up. It feels like UK is the priority. But Lim's gonna pop the smoke here, and now Radiant, they're exact aware of the positioning, and Aegis, Aghanim Shard. Who's got what? It looks like Mamang Daya has the Aegis, and Shard is currently on DB. He hasn't. Okay, so he's gonna use it.
I mean, they got a lot of healing portions as well, right? So if they do end up getting off that that Vac Wall combo, plus the Chain Frost, as long as he's able to pop the BKB on the Nagasaran and Song, you don't really care. Even if all the damage is going to be laid out onto your team, you should be fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Even Wami, he's looking to play a very ballsy sort of game here. You've got level 25 of Mamang Daya now, but he's going to look in to get that that Blink Dagger onto the back lines. Get the Poison Nova in, and I want to see him try and go into, if the game's not done, the Arcane Blink on this Venomancer.
Well, they make an attempt. Nice use of the wall as well. This is going to force AG to think otherwise about coming inside the base, and that's a long duration wall as well, so there's no opportunity to protect him on the second life. They have to pop the refresher in the global, but Mamang Daya somehow scurrying out to safety. And now Galaxy Racer, that was a heavy commitment, and they're going to stick around for more. In fact, DB.
There's the heal.
Ulti coming into play, but Mamang Daya healed back up to a respectable amount, and they're going to still stick around. Wami blinking instantly. Ultimate's out now with the backline. There's so much chaos as Lim dropping a huge magnetize, obliterating the backline supports, and the magical damage is too much for Galaxy Racer to deal with if they have to retreat further and further back inside the base. But you see, they're just slowly ticking out.
They get the kill onto Wami, but he did his job. You know, as long as he's able to jump into that middle of the team fight, pop the poison over the veil, and launch off a Venomous Gale, he's done everything that you could possibly want out of a Venomancer, especially considering he's got that Aghanim Scepter. So let's just do some quick maths there. So 4.5% for 25 seconds is 112% damage, max HP that people are taking, on top of the base damage that it does, which is stupid. And then I think if he looks to go into an Arcane Blink, right now it's got a 60-second cooldown. If you use your Arcane Blink beforehand, it'll be around a 40-second cooldown with a 25-second duration of the ultimate. So you have 20 seconds downtime on your Poison Nova constantly.
Are you thinking about then going into the 25 talent? Is that the consideration?
I'm not sure if you need it when you've got the Blink Dagger available, just because you want to be getting into the middle of these team fights, right? And again, you don't care if you die. Probably, he's actually going into the Overwhelming Blink. It's okay just for the slow that you get, and of course a little bit of extra survivability, but I feel like Arcane Blink plus perhaps an Aeon Disc would be fantastic to have, right? Because if they do turn on to you and the Aeon Disc procs, at least it's going to have a much lower cooldown relative to a lot of others.
Oh my god, that's too close. I've seen a lot of people seem to favor Overwhelming versus the PL. That's the...
Sure, yeah.
There was some big items picked up too from Dire. Aghanims on Lich. So we'll see how this can come into play. The Lotus Orb as well for Darkseer. So he has a way to purge himself and also a teammate.
Or even just himself twice, you know? You've got the Refresher available now on the Silencer, right? So you always want to be able to make sure you're getting off your full complement of spells.
Are they ever going to catch Silencer? I mean, he's got 8 deaths. I feel like he will always be positioned like so far in the back line. And they've got Gem too, I believe. Yeah, Lim's holding it. So... And Batrider lost nighttime vision, correct? When I don't remember the change.
No, he didn't change his nighttime vision. The daytime vision got increased by, I want to say... 800? Maybe less. Maybe like 400 or 600. But the
that's
bonus vision that you get from the Firefly was reduced by half.
Yep.
He's even going for that ballsy play again. At least this time he's got the blink, the BKB. I don't know if you want to go for these attempts to try and find someone. Or see that DB's starting to walk towards him, and he walks underneath a ward here.
What's going on? He's got BKB. DB doesn't have Aghanims as well, so he should make it away.
Oh, the flicker didn't do enough.
Wait, he's stuck. Firefly back up. Alacrity. Oh my god, look at the Skadi slow. Blink, couple of seconds.
Oh, my man
Gaia. Wait, Alacrity? Oh no, he's stuck around.
Why did he blink, bro?
Oh, Alacrity, no. He's got no buyback. Bot's pushed in. Is it a catapult wave too? It's coming out.
Catapult wave.
He doesn't have buyback. They've got Glyph. I mean, they can defend so well. Frost Shield, Nyx, PL, consistent spam. They went on Frost Shield for a bit. What's a cooldown? 10 seconds. Okay. Mizu's just... Alright, they feel forced to pop the wall. See if they can force out any key abilities. They know the protection's on cooldown from the Naga Siren, but Mamang Dai will just turn. Satanic's out. Wami's even going to jump inside the base. A fall for the roll, gets the connection onto the real Phantom Lance, but now with the Earth Spirit, he's compromised his position, and they still have the wall layered down, so there's no avenue to find the protection, but simultaneously in the mid lane, Naga is just killing off the objectives. Still a 2 for nothing is in your dream, doing a lot of damage on the Phantom Lancer. You saw just the recognition. We can't go through bot. Let's brute force down the mid.
I feel like you're still very happy with Galaxy if you're Galaxy Racer there, right? You make a defense without the Batrider. You don't lose a melee Rax or another tier 3 tower.
And they got gem.
And they got the gem, yeah.
That's huge.
Use it to D-ward here.
I think this actually might give you a better opportunity at least to catch the Silencer. He is priority number 1. Oh, Danog, he's really farmed too. Speaking about the Philosopher's Stone earlier, and He's going Aghanims, also level 21. This is no good.
Does become very difficult for Galaxy Racer if it does get to that point with Silencer level 25. You know, they are quite reliant on consistent casting of spells as well as utilizing things like the Manta style. So if In Your Dream gets caught out at the wrong time, he is a sitting duck.
Mere coin.
Yeah, and even just stopping the Darks here from dispelling himself from Global or dispelling someone else with Lotus Orb. Like, he's got ridiculous amount of utility.
The one thing that UK won't have, though, like, even if he picks up his Aghanim Scepter, do they have anything that provides extra cast range in this? No. Oh, just the Telescope, actually, so that's not too bad. But it's not like these mid-silences that we see that'll have the Aghanim Scepter at level 25 plus a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
So I feel like he still needs to be playing so defensively because of the utility that he's able to provide.
He probably goes Blink next item then, right? Like, I was going to say 8th Lens, but I feel like Blink is... What item does he need?
But how late's the game going to be, you know? Like, that's the other question.
That is... we could have a very long game. I mean, we're up against a PL Naga. I don't know how Radiant Siege... They've done it once before, but we saw how Dire could defend that. They have 5 heroes that defend high ground exceptionally well. Like, exceptionally
right, so
well. It's not just
Veno
like kind of...
25, Plague Ward, HP damage.
I mean, it'll get to a stage where you rat. Like, at least now, you can't just... You're not just focusing one set of barracks. You can go maybe send a couple of them down bot, and then, you know, DB can go top or something like that. You can at least rat a lane, but it will get to a stage where you have to eventually just focus down one. And this is the question, like Alacrity late game, the Batrider, they still don't have an answer to him.
Okay, so the Witchbane is going to be nice against the Silencer, I suppose, for the Nyx Assassin. Means he doesn't need to go into something like a Lotus Orb or a BKB for himself. And I was about to say, like, are they really going to go all this time without having anyone holding onto the Spirit Vessel? But, sorry, not the Spirit Vessel, Spell Prism. But Mizu ends up dropping his Spider Legs and picking it up for himself. And this is third Roche. Refresher Shard picked up, and well, okay, he's already very strong.
Get here, man. It's gone. All right, well, free Roche once again. Man, they do so much damage. We're seeing tiny scale of ridiculous amount into the late game. Guys, there's some stuff in the pit you'd like. Oh, yes,
cheese
cool.
over to Lim, I reckon. Yeah, swap out the magic stick. There we go. So now he's so much more survivable. You know, those deep dives aren't going to be punished quite as heavily. He'll be able to get the BKB off and make his way out.
So what do we got? Ages on Memang Dire, Cheese on Lim, Shard on UK. There was a Blessing as well, right? Did Tiny get it?
No, that was third Roche.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, now you don't have Refresher on Batrider. So they might do the same play they did previously, but Radiant at least have a way to get inside the base through mid. And they got Aghanims as well on Nug, which is in a crazy, crazy Ags. Cooldown by 6 seconds reduced. It's stupid, actually. The value on this, it's crazy. Piercing BKB for 5 seconds, increasing... Dude, this is a nuts. Like, you know how TA Ags was, like, broken? Because it did, like, 3 different things in Ag Shard? This does, like, so many.
Yeah, but at least, like, TA's one ended the game, basically. Because there was nothing you could do against this goddamn TA. At least with the Nagasaran, it doesn't provide, like, defensive capabilities, you know? Like, if you catch her out, it's probably not going to result in her surviving by just zipping out in half a second. And, well, you were talking about what they needed to be able to siege. This DD might be the trick. Just give that over to Memang Dire. He's got the Penta Edge Sword. He's dealing, what is that, about 450 damage normally without having it popped. And he's, of course, got the Assault Cuirass as well.
How many hits do you reckon it'll take to kill off Polo?
To kill off Polo, does he have a crit stick yet? No, so 2. I think with what we were seeing before with towers...
Wait, they're making an attempt? Oh, look at the Sinister!
They get the double suck!
Multiple, ward dropped as well, Radiant, they're looking at coming over with the Chain Frost, what a connection! Galaxy Racer, They want to stick around too. The respawn is straight on the wall, but the buyback laying down the global silence. Mermaid die. Enough time for the BKB. Second global silence laid down as well. Gives them the opportunity to reset away. Now they're fighting on the outskirts of the wall. A triple use of the global. Is this enough? DB will look for the reset. They've locked on towards the Batrider. He's getting ripped apart. There's so much damage. Alacrity somehow will fly himself to safety. The help of Polison and In Your Dream now, they're unable to deal with the Phantom Lancer as DP. He's currently in two minds. Do I go in or do I retreat? And it might just cost him their Tiny's life as he's looking to continue to stand his ground in man fight. A Satanic continuing with the life still, but the normal punch is out and the Tiny's gone. Now they can turn towards DB. Galaxy Racer craft an incredible team fight.
Oh man, I thought maybe that might not have turned out well for the Polison. He missed out on the fact that you can cast while the Sinister Gaze is going, so he waited right until the end of it. It was good combo together, of course, with Joe Cam able to get the start off towards the end of it anyway, and they get the initial cleanup, but yeah, triple global silence committed there, and it's still not resulting in a team fight victory. That's another one of the big bonuses from this Lich AoE coming through from the Sinister Gaze as well, right? Is that you can have as many Lager illusions as you want, but he's just going to control every single one of them in that AoE.
3 global silence at 3, and it wasn't enough. They lapped over quite a lot of the duration from the first. Aegis used. Cheese not on Earth Spirit, but my lord, Galaxy Racer, they're going to even up the game and maybe even take the lead.
It's the power of the Lich, man. I'm telling you, this hero. More people need to pick it as their... Oh, he's looking to go for more, just seeing if anyone was waiting just behind the Ancient. And Wami just says, please, take my Plague Ward. Be careful with his position.
They have to save base. You cannot come out. Do not give Alacrity an opportunity to get a pick off. He's trying.
Thinking about it. And he's got his Aghanims as well. Sorry, the Refresher Shard as well on the bat.
Don't give him opportunity. Alright, well, full set of barracks claim mid, and they will just get the melee. Galaxy Racer, what is that swing? From 20,000 gold down to 2k. My god, what a team fight.
Actually looking to go into the sheep stick here on Wami. They realize that they're lacking a little bit in terms of reliable stun. You know, if he had some kind of control, even just a Yule Scepter, right? You're going to be able to get off that Blink Hex or Blink Yules onto the Lich and prevent any kind of chain lockdown from getting out super early on. Here we go. This feels like it's kind of all in a little bit here from Army Geniuses. They 5-man smoke.
They just bought so many items though. Abyssal on In Your Dream. Blink on Lich, Aghanims on Darkseer. So an influx of gold. Oh, In Your Dream? Gonna jump in instantly, DP. Global Silence laid down. The Hex is the control. Gonna be enough to burst him. DP!
What's on him?
They've got the damage. So they'll kill off the Phantom Lancer. What more can they get out of this successful fight? Looks like the pesky Bob will be the second to fall. They've also caught Alacrity on the backline. Oh, who's caught who? That's the question. Alacrity's going to drag back Earthspirit on the high ground. Mizu will make sure there's no attempt in the roll. But the song,
the heal,
the nick of time, they're buyback on the PL. This is a huge commitment for the fight. If they can kill In Your Dream a second time, it's just put back. In Your Dream needs some form of assistance for the chain. What a control. Another bouncer back around as somehow the PL can turn. Goodbye, Tiny. Goodbye, Nagasarin. Goodbye, Game 1.
Oh, the Lich, baby. That's what I wanted to see. That is better than sex for me watching that because Polison single-handedly won them that game.
Holy. What?
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Those chain throwers.
Oh, you love to see it. And he's even got the Timeless Relic as well, so it's even lasting for longer. Surely they end, right? Surely they end after that. Even UK giving it the tip saying, all right, bro, real, recognize real.
My god. I'm speechless, dude. This ability through the past fights, it's just been legitimate life or death. game-winning Sinister's Gaze. Who would have thought?
Radiant's
Gonna
top
get the
tower
Megas
is under
first.
attack.
So, game's not over. Like, PL still bought back, and it was so close to going down the second time with that sheep stick into the blood.
Radiant's top tower. is
They have Song as well if they really need to. Oh, Alacrity? He might just jump in. Why not?
Oh my god,
He
they
might be
gotta
able to put
catch him.
BKB and Song. They need the chain control to be perfect here. Normal punch, Sinister Gaze.
Suck it
Everything
in
laid
again.
down. There we go. Alacrity's Batrider will find another clutch pickoff. There's no hiding. Even your fountain is being overwhelmed as Galaxy Racer will turn this
Radiant's
into
bottom
Megas.
barracks are under Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. The Dire now have mega units.
Do they stick though?
Army Genius. They gotta try and make one more attempt at this. Do they have the damage? I don't think they do to be able to lock this down. You know, the Venomancer, he's level 25. He's gone for the Poison Nova AoE just because he wants to try and get something in onto all the heroes. They still have the Glyph as well.
Wami will attempt. Great ultimate, but
fortify
he's
right
just
now.
getting ripped apart, man. PL Illusions is so much for him to deal with. Veno instantly assassinated as, I mean, Tiny can't find an angle. Another use of the lasso. They'll drop the global to maybe protect him. A second round as well. Memang Dire in the midst of it all, but it looks like the Tiny just can't lock onto a hero. He'll finally turn back around, but the Phantom Lancer, the true king, the true late game boss, as Galaxy Racer was a hell of a game. They put him on the edge,
Middle tower
but they will come back and take game one.
is under attack. Radiant's middle tower
Oh.
has fallen.
I just want to have a look at that sweet net worth and win probability graph again. So good. Paulison, you god.
Wow. The impact from one Aghanims is crazy. I mean, is it just... it just felt like Galaxy Racer at that stage, their teamfight prowess was on another level as well. Like, the walls were exceptional. How Nyx Assassin was playing. We always saw Alacrity. He had that one Batrider game makes me like somewhat happy because of how, again, like I've been seeing Batriders just not perform well at all, but Alacrity had another exceptional game, man. Like he is just, I don't know what's got it into him, but him through the group stages, he's on another level.
Are you a believer? That's the question.
On Bat, no, but he's getting me there.
All right, so I just want to have a quick look at the Lich net worth. So 46 minutes in, he's got 10,000 net worth, and 53 minutes in, he has 19,000 net worth. So not more than almost doubling his net worth in the span of, I forget how to do math, 7 minutes. Crazy, the amount of late game impact. And you better have the cams on right now because my boy Lich needs a little bit more appreciation from everyone. Pubs, competitive scene. That's what you can do with a late game Lich.
That's the prowess that you have on this man. I mean, who would have thought that the Aghanims on a Lich could do so much work? But yeah, you've been the one that's had the back, you know, through the patches. You've been like, you know, this hero, it could be something. And man, Polisson and Galaxy Racer, what a comeback. I mean, again, 20,000 lead that it was for Army Geniuses. They had the barracks down middle, but Galaxy Racer, this is a team that seemed to, their experience just coming together and how they can craft team fights is so fascinating to watch. We saw that defense previously with the lasso drag back on the Tiny and then dropping the wall on the entrance. That really stalled out the game. Maybe they could have got the set of barracks there. They didn't, so they at least held off that Age of Siege. And then another time, that top lane where we saw the Aghanim Scepter come into fruition. They blew up the Tiny before the rest of AG could connect. And again, Galaxy Racer just showing that this is a team that can somehow craft their way back into a game. And it's just, they're so fun to watch. And we've got another game. Game 2 around the corner. We'll have a break, but AG versus Galaxy Racer, we'll see what's in store for our second game.